for preventing me from looking like a thumb. If you can't tell by my stupid tattoos and my poor hairline, I'm in the military. I'm in the Army, and that sounds cool, but really it's just Boy Scouts for adults. The only difference is your scout leader doesn't molest you. Because the government is too busy fucking you. I am getting deployed overseas in 3 months, and I'm going to Syria. Yeah, it's pretty serious. And I've been having to get a ton of testing done. Like, I failed a drug test the other day. They asked me for hair samples. And then they gotta see if there's like anything wrong with you, like if you're mentally disabled, to see if you're cut out for special forces. Okay, let's not do that one again. Thanks. And it's weird because I'm also Mexican. I'm so Mexican that when I got my first MIP, mi mamá estaba muy enojada conmigo. She said, ¿por qué hiciste eso? Ahora Trump va a saber que estamos aquí. So what that means is, why would you do that? Now Trump's gonna know we're here. And then by the time I got my second MIP, she just signed me up for rock climbing lessons. She was ready for them to build a wall. I joined the military so I could get citizenship for my parents. They're immigrants. And I don't really know why they wanted citizenship to this country, because I feel like this country elects presidents the same way my high school elected the special needs kid to be prom king. Like Donald Trump was the closest thing we'll ever have to Eric Cartman as president. And there's this episode in South Park where Cartman sucks Butters' dick, and then Butters gets in trouble. And I think Joe Biden is Butters. My childhood was weird because like I looked like a Republican, you know? Like I looked like I wanted to build a wall. So like I was too white for the Mexicans, but I was also too Mexican for the white kids. Like the white kids thought I was in a gang, but I was just on a soccer team. And like I didn't want to go to Taco Bell because my mom made really good tamales. I thought her tamales would have won a Nobel Prize. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I don't like that one either. I'm in a little bit of a weird situation. Me and my roommate are kind of weird right now because we're both bi. He's bisexual, I'm bipolar. And out of curiosity, the other day I asked him if he would hypothetically have sex with me. And he said I had a great personality. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, relax, I'm just joking. Are you joking about not wanting to fuck me or about me not having a good personality? And then he said, can we just move on? Let's do something else. And what did I say? Let's do something else. And I said, yeah, we're not going to do each other. And then the dishes and I got along well that night because he doesn't like to do those either. But yeah, I'm getting deployed and I'm gonna be very pissed if this leg gets blown up. like with this leg, like I'll get like a robot leg and I'll probably like send it to LeBron James. Thanks, I appreciate you laughing. Appreciate it. How are we a pit stain friendly crowd? Because I'm emulating. Awesome, thanks. Yeah. Being bald sucks because like I radiate genetic deficiency. Like I look like I have permanent Cayenne disease. Like dating has been so weird. Like My first girlfriend, she was black. She kind of looked like Michael Jackson. And then the next year I dated a white girl who also looked like Michael Jackson. And after that I dated a pastor's daughter. And I broke up with her because the sex sucked. All she wanted to do was missionary. She kept telling me that she saw Jesus, but really she was just cross-eyed. And then after that, I got friend-zoned by this girl, and I thought it was going to work out because she graduated with her bachelor's and a couple minors, and I also graduated with a couple minors in possession. It's fun. This is fun. What do you call a group of people waiting for a haircut? A hairline. I'm glad that joke didn't go over your head because it went over mine. Let's see. How do you guys feel about Paris? Right? Like, I took French class in high school and like I didn't learn anything that I wanted to learn. Like, I never learned how to French kiss. Or I never learned how many people needed to fall off the Eiffel Tower before they named it the Eiffel Tower. Me and my best friend met in French class, so my buddy and I fell for the stupid idea of getting matching Eiffel Tower tattoos. And like, we don't even talk anymore. Our friendship was a little bit of a parasite. We were really gay for each other's wee-wee. Thanks. I'm gonna stand now. What's up? Hi table, how are you guys? How's your day? Did you guys do anything fun today? Anything cool? So what do you do for work?
I work at Meijer.
Nice. I look like I'm supposed to stay away from those. I recently began I've come to the conclusion that I'm very annoying, so I decided to become a real estate agent. And I'm a pretty shitty real estate agent. Like the first house that I showed was a crack house, and my clients were so pissed that I showed it to them. I just thought it had the potential to be turned into a crack home. Thank you guys so much, you're amazing.
So, you know, when I first got the email from Brian about moving the competition back here to Woody's, I thought what any logical guy would think. This dude definitely wants to fuck me. Woody's? Come on, guys, it's a boner joke. I'm just trying to loosen you up. I mean, if you can't handle that one, this one's going to get a lot harder. But, how you guys doing? You guys doing good tonight? Yeah, it's good, man. There's been a lot of terrible shit going on in this country the past couple days, and it's probably something we shouldn't joke about, but here we go. Have you guys heard about this shit called monkeypox? Yeah, it's this new thing surfacing in Africa, and I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I'm scared as fuck. I mean, yeah, we made it through chicken pox, but like, have you ever seen the movie Planet of the Chickens? Fuck no, Planet of the Apes is scary as hell. I used to think Caesar was scary as fuck. Well, that's till I found out about James Franco.
That's a good one.
I like that joke. But, you know, I try to be responsible, so I read an article to actually see what this stuff's about, and the funny thing that came up in the article, it says it's most prevalent among hunters in West and Central Africa. So, if the villains from Jumanji or Tarzan are out in the crowd tonight, your clock starts now. Like, I don't know who would well shit, I do know someone who would actually be offended by this. Jimmy John, like the Jimmy John's guy, you see him, he's a fucking poacher, he's a psycho. The irony of that guy getting monkeypox would be gargantuan. That's a sub-joke, laugh. Yep, yeah. Went over your head like everything does to me, I get it. But like, seriously though, what kind of fucking psycho is like, you know what, I conquered sandwiches. Now I'm gonna kill big game animals. Like, it's just not like, it's so weird to me. But speaking of sandwiches, I'm a line cook. Give it up, give it up. young growing up, I actually wanted to be a basketball player, but you know, in this world, there's Air Jordans and air fryers. No, but like I love my job. It actually helped me meet my girlfriend. See, my girlfriend works at a dispensary, you know, fried food dispensary. I mean, it's a match made in heaven. It's the only time smelling like fried pickles ever paid off for me. That's a good one, too. Does that smell like fried pickles now? I just came from work. No, but like on a serious, like being serious, my girlfriend, she's the mother of 2 young, beautiful girls, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot like dating a preschool teacher. I mean, snack time's the shit, but I can deal without the good job stickers after sex. I'll tell you what, fellas, you never felt the pressure of a stormy cloud sticker. I tell you what. Imagine going in there like, ooh, bitch, ain't gonna be no stormy cloud sticker today. Oh shit, that's right. Oh, she's gonna hate that when she sees this. Oh, that's fucked up. But like on a serious note, I love spending time with the kids, and like I try to get I do what any good parent would do, you know? I turn on the TV. I try to get them to watch like the shows that I liked as a kid, but like, you guys remember like on Disney, That's So Raven? Yeah. For those of you over 40, this show was about a girl who had visions of the future. And it, like, I thought it was cool as hell as a kid, but like, I think too logistically as an adult now, this girl would have visions and she'd be completely frozen. Like, how the fuck did she ever get through a crosswalk? Can you imagine that shit? You're just walking, all of a sudden you end up like that Beatles album. You're like, it's scary as fuck. I tried to switch it over to Hannah Montana, but I don't think I gotta tell you guys about how fucked up that show was. I mean, Miley went from pop star to Parkway Tropics. That bitch is nuts. You know, like, but when they get a little older, I think I'm gonna try to get her girls, my niece and nephews into Marvel and stuff, but like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little tired of Marvel. It's just become so much ketchup that I want to start calling it Heinz. I mean, everybody, like, all the celebrities want to be in these superhero universes. You know, you got major actors, athletes, Jared Leto. That fucking Morbius movie was terrible. They've been releasing that shit like every month. Like a month's gonna change our minds. We're like Jared Leto, am I right? I like that one too. Even like you guys see like Bieber? He's even trying to get like the new Two-Face role going on. Hey, I don't want to hear it. Bieber's a predator, and I know it. You know how I know? All his OG fans were mothers by 15. But with all this Marvel stuff and me being so behind, I decided to jump on the Star Wars train. We got some Star Wars fans in the crowd? Woo! Thanks, that's my roommate. Sir, do you like Star Wars? Would you rather be a Jedi or a Sith?
Jedi.
No fucking way do you want to be a Jedi, dude. You're gonna really pass up being like Force lightning and choking bitches? Maybe I should ask your girlfriend right behind you. Which one do you want it to be? And I think I like Star Wars mainly because like it's totally for stoners. And like if you don't believe me, the wisest person in that whole fucking universe is literally a little green nugget. Well, I'm gonna do one last joke before I get off here. You know, coming into this competition, I really wanted to win it tonight until I saw there's some dude on the ballot named fucking OJ. Now I want to come in second. I don't know this guy at all. I'm just saying, I know history. Well, thank you guys very much. You've been great.
All right, I appreciate the smattering of applause there. Thank you. Boy, you know, I saw everybody else messing with this thing, and I was like, I'm not gonna go up there and fuck it up. And I did. Let me get this out of the way. I want to buy this place a new mic stand. Holy shit. Well, that's my time. All right, I wrote some stuff down here. see if I need that. It's a safety net in case I forget something. All right, good looking crowd tonight. For any folks who are visually impaired, we got some great looking comedians up here too. It is, I do think about blind people from time to time. It's kind of interesting. They go through life not, missing one of their senses. I often wonder what it would be like. But, you know that thing where if a blind person wants to see what you look like, they like touch your face? Do you think they're just fucking with us? Is that real? Can they really tell the difference? Or is it like nose, eyes, ears? Yep. I bet they get excited if someone's like missing an ear. They're like, oh shit, that's new. I haven't seen that before. I was on a flight recently and there was a blind couple on the flight. And they were really nice, we got to talking. But, there's people in the airport that help them get to the plane. And the guy was helping them on the plane and he kept like fucking pointing at the seat. He's like, right there. They're like, where's our seat? And he's like, right there. And I'm like, bro, they cannot see what the fuck you're pointing at. But I was wondering, I was at that airport and I noticed that when you go to the airport bathroom, they'll have signs, say men, women, and then underneath that, there's a little thing of braille. You ever seen that? You know what I'm talking about? There's a little thing of braille under there. I don't know what it says. I'm assuming probably man or woman or bathroom or something like that. But it got me thinking, like, how are they finding that? They're just like walking down the airport, dragging their hand on the wall, hoping to God they come across a 2-inch piece of braille that might tell them where they're supposed to go to the bathroom. No, of course not. There's people in the airport that are helping them get to the bathroom. Of course, that's what we should do as a society, help them get to the bathroom. But then why the braille? What's going on with these bathroom helpers? Are they like sick and tired of having their faces touched all the time? And they're like, I'm gonna send this fucker into the wrong bathroom. And the blind guy's like, I better check, just to be sure. Yep, that's it. Anyway, there's some diseases and disabilities that get a lot of positive attention. Fundraisers, things like that. And there's some that get no attention at all, where the people who suffer from these things have to suffer in silence. And one of those things is hemorrhoids. I don't know if anyone in the room here tonight has hemorrhoids. Show of hands. Yeah, that's the problem. I know there's some people in here with hemorrhoids squirming in their chairs right now, wondering how much longer they're gonna have to sit in this one position. Maybe leaning back and forth from one butt cheek to the other, hoping to God that something bad doesn't happen. But I know how you feel. I've been there. You do suffer in silence. Like, there's no one hosting 5Ks for hemorrhoid awareness. And run for the hemorrhoid cure. No one's wearing like brown ribbons on their shirt. They're like, what's up with the ribbon, man? They're like, yeah, it's hemorrhoid awareness. Stay strong. No one's putting out GoFundMes on Facebook for their hemorrhoid surgery. They're like, I just need $5,000 and I can finally get my butthole fixed. Please, God. So we suffer in silence, but, I can tell you, they're not going to fix themselves. If you've gotten to the point where you gotta is everyone done eating? So if you've gotten to the point where you gotta shove those hemorrhoids back up your butt, I promise you, Preparation H will do nothing for you. So if your eyeball popped out of its socket, you wouldn't just take a big old handful of Vaseline and rub it on there. Be like, it's fine. This will go back in on its own eventually. I'll just leave it here. Well, what the hell do you think Preparation H is? It's just extra spicy Vaseline. It's nothing, it's no instant cure. You gotta go see a doctor. You gotta go see Dr. Chen. Well, that's who I saw in there, Dr. Chen. Dr. Chen's a good guy. But it must be tough being a hemorrhoid doctor. Because if you run into your patients out in public, they do not want to fucking say hi to you at all. You know, you run into like your kid's pediatrician at the grocery store. Dr. So-and-so, so good to see you. Oh, yeah, this is my friend Nancy. Nancy, this is my daughter's pediatrician. Everyone's really happy. Same with like an OBGYN. This is the doctor that delivered my baby. Isn't that great? Of course. But if you see Dr. Chen out in public, you're with one of your buddies and you're like, oh, hey, Dr. Chen. Your buddy's like, how do you know that guy? You're like, I don't know that guy. You just said hi to that guy, not said hi to that guy. You just said his name, you said Dr. Chen. Well, he's Asian. Took a guess. Figured. Can't be too far off. Anyway, enough about hemorrhoids. What else? Oh, you know, when I was growing up, and you wanted to describe to someone how far you got with a girl, you would use baseball to describe it. You'd have first base, that's like making out. Second base, that's like over the clothes type stuff. Third base, well, that's, you know, a little further. And then home, that's having sex. Home. And that's it, 4 bases. But I don't think there's enough bases to describe the type of sex shit we do these days, you know? Like, what is getting pegged? Okay. Is that like 75th base? We need a sport with more bases, I think. Or like, you're like, hey, I made it to 95th base last night. Like, she took a shit out of her chest, really. Congratulations, well done. Anywho, that's my time. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, I grew up in Ohio, grew up pretty religious. Anyone else in here grew up pretty religious? Yeah? What kind? Catholic? Woof. All right, no kids around, thank God. Anyone else grew up pretty religious in here? Yeah, in the back? What kind? Episcopalian?
Catholic light.
I'll say Episcopalians, you guys are fucking chill, dude. Yeah, you guys are like, look, man, you can love God, you can also love weed. It doesn't really matter. Pretty fun. Hell yeah. You know, I grew up Pentecostal. Anyone else grew up in a cult? No? If you're unfamiliar with it, Pentecostalism is what happens when fundamental Christianity drops an entire sheet of acid. Right? It's like up is down, left is right, Christ is risen, the whole thing. It's fucking wild. I believe in a lot of crazy shit growing up that way too. I believe in speaking in tongues for a long time. I know, silence. This is also the reaction that employers give me when they find out it's why I'm bilingual. Yeah. One time I had a sales job, they were like, can you make the sale today? And I was like, only if we're trying to sell them on Christ. It's the only way that's gonna happen. Believed in like faith healings, right? Like miracle healings for a while. That was wild, because they were always really low grade in church, you know? Like the only time you ever see one happen would be like some dude would walk in and be like, I have a sore shoulder, and then you'd pray over him for like 20 minutes, and they'd be like, my shoulder, it doesn't hurt as much. And people would be like, God is amazing. It was wild, right? If someone walked in with a real problem, people would sweat. Right? If someone walks over the pastor starts really getting nervous, right? He's like, he prays over, he's like, all right, I think God's going to work on this broken arm for about 6 to 8 weeks. Why don't you come back? He's like, all right. For sure. Good. Unfortunately, my health insurance is so bad, I'm considering returning to the church as a viable health option. Just like, what is your deductible? I'm like, the riches of heaven? Does that work? Not sure. Oh, man. And growing up that way, I think about religion a lot, right? I have this one idea that I think that like maybe Christians and atheists are both a little wrong, right? Especially about like the creation story. right? Because Christians always say like, oh, the world was created in 7 days. And then atheists hear that and they're like, oh, 7 days, that's fucking bullshit. I disagree. I think 7 days makes perfect sense because if you look around, it was definitely a rushed job. Saltwater, bro? You ever heard of a Brita filter god? Come on. Out of here. Mosquitoes are a rough draft idea at best. Right? An earth that has earthquakes, bro, that's a day one fuck up. Alright? A day one fuck up. Yeah. And oh man. Yeah, when you grow up that way, you also like learn, whenever I go back home, I learn about like a new book that's gonna save me now, right? They always try to sell me on some new bullshit. Like I went back home recently and there was this book that came out called 90 Minutes in Heaven. Right? And it was the true story of a boy who died, went to heaven for an hour and a half, came back, lived to tell the tale. And everyone showed it to me and they were like, see, Ian? Proof. I was like, I didn't have the heart to tell him, actually when you die, your brain releases DMT. That kid wasn't in heaven, he was just tripping balls. Yeah, that kid died a Christian, but he came back a Joe Rogan fan. Be hilarious if that story was like just lame. Like the kid went to heaven for an hour and a half, came back, and was just like, I just watched 3 episodes of The Big Bang Theory, and that was it. It was fucking bullshit. Everyone's just like, oh my god, hallelujah. And he's like, actually, it's Bazinga now. Yeah, insane. It was cool. Like I was really looking forward to like when I moved to Chicago, finally kind of getting away from all the religious stuff. Right? I was like, great. I moved to a nicer community that doesn't have this bullshit. I moved to Logan Square, which is the Portland equivalent of Chicago neighborhoods. All right, just a lot of communists with their parents paying the rent. It's the whole thing, right? And moving to Logan Square was cool at first. I didn't hear about religion, but I did hear an awful lot about astrology, which is the same bullshit. Yeah, all of a sudden, every time I mention that my birthday is in July, someone jumps out of the woodwork, and they're just like, oh, you're a Cancer? You must be needy. I'm like, well, I do need to get the fuck out of this conversation right now, so that counts. Oh, man. Anyone else? Does anyone else get incredibly politically apathetic after COVID? Yeah. A bunch of patriots in here, all right. No, I did. I got so politically apathetic after COVID, for sure, right? Like, if you ask me now, people come up and like, who are you voting for? I'm like, fucking Steph Curry. Who gives a shit, all right? You know, both he and the government are dropping long-range bombs. So, you know, it's the same bullshit pretty much. I lost faith in politics, I think like 2 weeks into COVID, right? Because my whole life I heard like the lie from both sides, right? Like liberals would always say, oh, we can't tax the rich, so we can't afford to do anything. And then conservatives would say, oh, we don't want to raise the debt ceiling, so we can't afford to do anything. And then 1 week into COVID, both sides were like, oh shit, there's like $3.5 trillion, like right over here. We should have just lifted up this tarp. Yeah, it's here with the AIDS vaccine and the clitoris. Yeah. Right here. Holy shit, how do you use this thing? Not real sure.